Score has been an initiative that we've been focusing on for many years, and we've got some really exciting news to share with you today. So I'd like to first introduce Mr. Arun Agarwal. He is the president of the Park and Recreation Board.
Well, good morning. I think, Buddha said every morning we are born again, and what we do today is what matters the most. And I'm so happy to be here this morning. That truly, it's a graduation season, and it feels like that's what we are today, and feels like exam day, result day for me today. This Park Score has been, one parameter by which, all the parks are being judged and measured, and so I think last year we had some phenomenal results, and it's no secret what's happening in Dallas parks today. Expansion with more parks, more than 45 new parks in last few years, more than 1,000 acres of new parkland in just last few years, fastest growing trail system in the country, best recreational program in the country recognized by NPRA, largest summer programming in the city, and being part of Mayor's initiative of Summer of Safety. 10-minute walk for the citizen is expanding every day as we see, and it keeps on measuring that. All this has been acknowledged by citizens with a $345 million bond in investment in parks. And Mayor, before I say this, I did my due diligence. The $345 million is the largest commitment in any municipality for green spaces in entire USA. And if it's USA, and and as I said, I was skeptic too, so I did due diligence with Trust for Public Land, with Environmental Texas, and if it's USA, I can clearly say in the world, because truly I think it is so. And all this is because of partners like Trust for Public Land, and the most important, Mayor, your leadership. I think truly you have not made a secret. Right from day one, you have put the importance of parks, that how green spaces can transform a city. They can be part of the renaissance we all are seeing in Dallas, and it can change course of the city, and we are seeing it. He really has been on the front foot. He has challenged us. He has collaborated with us. He has led from front, and it's not unusual to get a 5 a.m. or 11 p.m. text from him with these ideas how to improve parks. So thank you, Mayor, and for what you have done. And his ideas, really have some of the things, good initiatives have come is with that simple text, and suddenly, oh, by the way, I was at Bachman Lake and I came up with this thing, and I think, and so thank you for giving us that opportunity, always thinking outside the box, Mayor. And me, as his appointee of the parks, could not ask for anything more from him and the council, who has been so supportive for parks. With that, I am honored and delighted to invite my leader, who I can call my friend, both Mayor of Dallas, 60th Mayor of Dallas, Mayor Eric Johnson.
Thanks, Arun. I really appreciate that. It's very kind of you. It's good to see my colleagues from the Dallas City Council here this morning. Kathy Stewart, Jesse Moreno. Can always count on you guys to be here wherever we're talking about all the great things that are happening in our city's parks and recreation system. So thank you so much for your leadership and for your presence this morning. I want to thank all of you, actually, for your presence this morning for this very exciting announcement. As Arun alluded to, I think everybody in this room knows by now that parks are very important to me personally. Parks and green spaces are meeting places, gathering places for our entire community. And as we enter the summer, parks are an ideal place for our children and adults to be active and spend time outdoors. And also, as part of the summer safety, I see Councilmember Basil Dua here. Good morning. Thanks for being here. But it's also a great place for our kids to go to stay safe and to stay out of trouble. And that's what the summer safety is all about. Tony Moore, good to see you here too. Growing our park system is actually quite important. It's important for our current residents, but it also encourages people who aren't here yet to come to Dallas. It's actually something that attracts people to our city. It helps us compete better with some of the fast-growing cities in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. So parks help us create a more beautiful city, obviously, but that beauty is what attracts new residents to the city and new business investment in our city. In the past 5 years, I think we've added something like $18 billion to our tax rolls in value. That's people making the decision to invest in Dallas, and I'm telling you, parks are a huge part of that investment. It's why people want to be here. Parks are also a catalyst, like I said, for economic development, and when we take the initiative and we invest in our park system, it spurs even more of the types of development that we've been seeing over the past 5 years. So I've been very outspoken about my goal of ensuring that every Dallas resident, 100% of Dallas residents, have access to a park, a green space, or a trail within a 10-minute walk of their home. And to accomplish that goal, a while back, I launched the Dallas Greening Initiative, which was a partnership with the Trust for Public Land. And I can tell you that over the past 2 years, we've already made parks more accessible to literally thousands of Dallas residents in just 2 years. The people of Dallas have made it very clear that they agree with this perspective and that they also value our parks and trails and green spaces. Just a few weeks ago, our voters approved, as Arun discussed, an historic investment in our city's park system. And we know it's historic because apparently it's the largest bond issuance in the United States history for parks, dedicated solely for parks, $345 million. And that's just an incredible accomplishment for our city. And those funds are going to be used to leverage even more investment in our parks. Part of the reason why that investment, I think, was agreed to by our voters is that we were very good about articulating and communicating to the public that we were going to use that investment to draw down even more private dollars. So there's a lot of philanthropic dollars out there in Dallas that we're waiting to see if we would put our money where our mouth was, and if the taxpayers really wanted this investment, when they overwhelmingly supported it, that has opened up, in essence, a faucet of private dollars that is going to join that $345 million. So we're about to see something we have never seen in this city or really in any city in the United States, which is to take what I'm about to tell you, a great park and recreation system, and turn it into the envy of the entire planet. Dallas has worked really, really hard over the past few years to make our city greener and greater for everyone who lives here, who comes here to work, who comes here to play. Yes, we do get a lot of folks from the surrounding communities who come here to take advantage of our facilities, and that's great. I mean, that's a great selling point for our city. Hopefully they'll eventually move here and not just come in to use the facilities, but that's a great thing. And so our work in this area has been incredibly successful, and it's undeniably been successful. So anyone who tells you that this has not been just historic is frankly is ignoring facts like what I'm about to tell you. So why are we here this morning? Because we have an announcement to make that is just truly, I am peacock proud about this, because it's just proof that when you work together, folks, council members, and members of the community, when you lean in on an issue, you can really see results, and it doesn't necessarily take 25 years either. You can see it pretty quickly. So I'm here to announce that we've moved up again in the Trust for Public Land Park Score rankings. This year, we passed Austin to become, you ready for this? The #1 park system of any major city in Texas. Of all the big cities, we're #1 now. We moved up 5 spots this year after moving 10 spots last year. So now we are ranked, of every city of every size in the United States, we're ranked number 38 in the United States. We're now up to the point where, as far as residents, the 10-minute walk score of being within a 10-minute walk of a park, trail, or green space, we're up to 74%. That's a 14% increase in just the past 5 years. So we are well on our way, folks. So I want to say that this growth of our park system wouldn't be possible without our collaboration with the Trust for Public Land. They've been an incredible partner. So I want to say thank you to everyone who's contributed to this effort. Specifically, I want to thank our Park Board President, Arun Agrawal. He's been just a phenomenal leader. It blows my mind that there were people at one point who were wondering about that pick. You know, what does he know about parks? And so, well, I think we're gonna have your name on a building at some point, or some sort of park or something someday. This has been such an amazing run. Garrett Boone was named the Dallas Greening Czar a couple years back, and he's done an amazing job. And of course, our entire Dallas Park and Recreation staff under the leadership of John Jenkins, who's got his beautiful green tie on today. I guess if you're the park director, you have to have a whole bunch of green ties, I bet, don't you? So it's exciting to see the fruits of our labor be recognized this way. But as is my personality, you know, I celebrate for like 2 seconds and then I'm ready to get back to work again. So we have a lot more work to do, because as much as I love being number 38 in the United States, you know, I like being number 1. I like winning. I like coming out on top. So we're going to move up to number 1. So I've said before that our goal, of course, is to make sure that every Dallas resident lives within a 10-minute walk of a park, trail, or green space, and we're going to continue to do that. But when we get there, the result of that will be that we will be the greenest and the greatest city in Texas, not just big city. We've already achieved that goal of the large cities in Texas: Houston, San Antonio, Austin. These are the cities that are over 1 million or near 1 million. We're already number 1 now. We've moved into the number 1 spot, but we want to be number 1, period. And so we're going to do that too. So with all this momentum we have, I have no doubt that when we're all said and done, we will be the greenest and greatest city in Texas, and we will take that number 1 spot in the United States. I'm not sure who is number 1. Maybe it's New York or something, but we're going to take them down eventually. And I just want to say thank you and commend everyone here. So thank you so much for being here this morning. I'm not sure who I'm throwing it to, but thank you. Ryan, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And then to conclude our program today, I'd like to welcome Molly Morgan with the Trust for Public Land to make a few remarks.
Thank you, Ryan. My name is Molly Morgan, and I represent the Trust for Public Land here in Dallas. And before I go any further, I want to say thank you to the mayor for your leadership on parks and green spaces. Everyone should have access to green spaces, which is why the Trust for Public Land works to connect everyone to the benefits and the joys of the outdoors. In a world where your zip code is the single most important social determinant of your health, having safe, close-to-home access to the outdoors can make a huge difference in the communities that we serve. The work in Dallas that the city has been doing and its partners are showing in this year's jump in the Trust for Public Land's Park Score ranking. Each new green space is driving this change, is meaningful to the neighbors they serve, giving a child a place to play, a senior a place to walk, family and friends a place to connect, and communities a place to thrive. I could go on about the benefits of parks and the improvements, but I want to highlight some really impactful projects this year. During the last year, Trust for Public Land's team worked with Dallas Park and Recreation and a private landowner to permanently conserve the over 282-acre Big Cedar Wilderness Project in southwest Dallas. This remarkable piece of land is home to more than 50,000 trees and provides pristine habitat, including habitat for the golden cheek warbler, which is endangered. It's a world-class recreation opportunity for people across the city to enjoy. Thank you to the generosity of former landowner Brad Phillips, the outstanding Dallas Park and Recreation Department. This property will be protected in perpetuity for the benefit of Dallas residents. And of course, Dallas has so much to celebrate with the passage of the 2024 bond program, which includes $345 million for parks and trails across the city. I'm incredibly inspired by the work our partners are doing and the work our partners at City of Dallas are doing. This bond will provide critical funding to so many worthy projects across Dallas, including our own 5 Mile Creek Greenbelt, a transformational effort with 3 new parks and 17 miles of trails that will connect the southern part of Dallas to the rest of the city's trail system. Finally, I want to acknowledge Dallas Greening Czar, Garrett Boone, and again the mayor for his leadership and the work that TPL and Dallas Park and Recreation are doing with him on the Dallas Greening Initiative. Through this innovative program, TPL is taking a strategic approach to expanding park access to the highest need neighborhoods in Dallas using vacant land that the city already owns. The first 5 green spaces alone will serve more than 23,000 residents within a 10-minute walk to the benefits of outdoor that they deserve. This is the work that matters in the city and will impact people today for generations to come. Today and for generations to come. Looking ahead, Dallas is in a great position to continue our momentum and eventually become the greenest city in Texas, and eventually #1. I'm excited to see what this golden era of parks in Dallas can do for the health and well-being of our city. In closing, I'd like to once again thank Mayor Johnson, the City Council, Park and Recreation Department, Park Board and staff, Greetings Our Garrett Boone, and our many community partners and donors, as well as our important stakeholders, the residents of Dallas. Because of your hard work over the past 10 years, nearly 300,000 people, including over 60,000 children, have access to a park that they can walk to that they didn't have access before. Today, Dallas is at 74% park access. That's 20% more than when we started 10 years ago. I look forward to seeing you all again next year for more good news. Thank you all.
All right, that concludes our program. Thanks for being part of the exciting announcement. Y'all have a great day.